Hey, what's up, you guys? So, I'm going to be doing my 5,000 subscribers Q&A. A couple of weeks ago, I asked you guys to submit questions for me because I finally reached 5,000 subscribers. Thanks a lot to you guys. And you guys delivered. You delivered a lot more questions than I thought you would. So this video might get a little bit long, but I'm going to go through and answer each and every question. I've got them all here. For those of you who are wondering, I've got like the dark theme for YouTube because I just didn't want to have like the white YouTube since I'm putting this on YouTube. So I didn't want it to be like all just blending in. And this looks cooler, and I'm doing this on my webcam instead of like fancy camera setup because I feel like it's a little bit more closer connection to you guys. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, so let's answer these questions. Alright, so starting from the bottom. Zinmains355 asks, what do you think is the funniest Yu-Gi-Oh card in terms of artwork? What do you think is the worst Yu-Gi-Oh card of all time? And what is your least favorite deck of all time? Alright, so the funniest Yu-Gi-Oh card in terms of artwork to me is probably Tardy Orc. Because if you haven't seen his artwork, he's chasing after the tour bus, because, you know, tour guide from the Underworld is, like, showing all the people on the tour bus, I guess, what it's like in the Underworld. And, Tardy Orc is late for the bus, so it kind of makes it seem like he's, like, late to class or late to school. When I saw the card, I thought it was funny, but, you know. If you want to see some other cards I think are funny, there's the funniest card names video that we did. You can check out. I'll have a link somewhere, probably in the description. What do you think is the worst Yu-Gi-Oh card of all time? There's that one card. There's like some spell, I believe. Or it might be like a flip monster or something. It's like both players shuffle their own deck or something weird like that. It's super old. I can't remember what it's called. But basically, a lot of the old cards, a lot of them are really bad. Like there's one old card where you discard 2 cards and flip something face down. And it's like there's Book of Moon. Least favorite deck of all time? A lot of decks have annoyed me over time, but I'm actually not one of those people who... I don't, hate troll decks. I just hate things like Evil Swarms. Because, in my opinion, Evil Swarms are just... it doesn't even let you play Yu-Gi-Oh! At least the troll decks, most of them, in a way, can be stopped. But Evil Swarms, it can be stopped and all of that. But it's annoying because they drop Ophion and they sit. And so it's just we're wasting time here, you know? So, Arthur Pedraza... What do you think is the best anti-meta deck? Or is the best anti-meta? Anti-meta changes depending on what Konami wants anti-meta to be, which is a little annoying. I think that the best anti-meta deck of all time, roughly, was probably Dino Rabbit. It was very polarizing. When they opened Rabbit Tour Guide and, Solemn, Lance and Valor and all that crap, yeah, you weren't winning. Right now, the best anti-meta is... If you consider Hat to be anti-meta, then sure. Other than that, maybe Grave Keepers? I don't know. King Bwinkus. Well, since I'm trying to keep my channel rated G or safe or whatever, we'll just say that that's a bit too much information to put on YouTube. Green Laser asks, my question, why do you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Over any other card game? Honestly, I would say... I just saw Yu-Gi-Oh! First. That's where my interest came from. If I'd seen another card game first, I probably would have played that instead. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Had a TV show, and that was just really... I like that. I don't know. I feel like the TV show made it attaching as opposed to Magic or something else. King Bwinkus also asks, tits or ass? I'll take the latter because if you don't know somebody, you can still look and not be noticed as opposed to, you know, other way around. Mac Mustache. If Yu-Gi-Oh! Wouldn't exist, what would your channel be about? Probably their gaming channel, or my personal want is to be able to do a sketch comedy, sort of skits type video where I make short film-esque stuff. I'm really interested in filmmaking, for those of you who don't know, and I try to incorporate it with Yu-Gi-Oh! Where I can, but I would like for that to be my full-time channel. I think it's a lot easier to grow, a lot more popular and profitable, I guess. Josh Botello, do you think you'll continue playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In the next few years? Do you see yourself quitting? I don't actually see myself quitting, believe it or not. I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! But I'm involved, so we'll say I play. The only way I see myself quitting is if my friends quit. If my friends quit, I'm gone. If they don't, I'm pretty much in it for the long haul. Daryl Speed, what do you think the ideal Yu-Gi-Oh format is? And what has been your favorite format over the years? Ideally, I'm not going to actually be one of the prim perfect people who's like, ideal format would be where everything's balanced and blah blah blah. No, I think that a format does have to have like 2 to 3 top tier decks, because it gives you something to beat. It gives you something to tech your deck out against. It gives you focus for your side deck. And as long as the 3 decks kind of cancel each other out in some way, as long as there's not some polarizing tier 0, like everything is pushed out of the way deck, it's generally fine. My favorite format over the years, I don't really have one. Like, I don't mind how Yu-Gi-Oh's been in the last couple of formats. It's a bit boring, but it's fairly balanced. And I didn't really like too much before then. Like, we just had our up and our down formats. Like, I think the funniest format was actually like the Rabbit, Wind Up, Inzektor, Chaos Dragon format, because as broken as it was just kind of funny because, like, you just accepted your fate whenever they, like, you know, activated the Future Fusion or stuff like that. So it was kind of insulting, but kind of funny. Zombie Gunsmith, does fissure target? Yes, it does. Like, don't you know? Duh. Hashtag sarcasm for those of you who thought I was telling the truth. Panko Roman, are you part of the Illuminati? Well, I couldn't answer that if I was, so don't ask, don't tell. Michael Arclight, why are you a team channel? Most videos I see are done by you and your roommates. Are they part of the team? And number 2, why are you so sexy? I'm sexy? Well, thank you. But anyways, never been told that on YouTube. So why are you a team channel? I'm a team channel because I was part of this team called Team APS, which I'll get into in a future question, I'm sure. But, I made the channel thinking all of us would post videos. And that didn't really end up happening. I'm the only one who posts videos. And then when the team disbanded around like 2010 or 11 or something like that, I just continued posting on this channel, and I haven't bothered to really change the name. So no one's really like part of the team. But I mean, I guess if you want to say that it's like a team, then pretty much anybody who appears in my videos I kind of consider to be a close enough friend to be a team. So my roommates, yes. Trell, yes. Callum, Chris, or Dolo. Just anybody. If they're in my videos, they're probably my friend, and I consider them a teammate. Ninjanios Konoha, what is your favorite deck ever, or top 5? My favorite deck ever is X-Sabers. My top 5 is something along the lines of X-Sabers, Gladiator Beast, Black Wings, maybe switch those. And I don't have like anything past that. I mean, I like control-y decks, things like Psychics, things like Wind-Ups, things like Agents, decks where you kind of slow roll until you get a lot of advantage and then you can do what you want. Jensen Thal, I have a question. What is your all-time favorite card? I don't really get attached to Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I mean, like, if I had to say I had a favorite card, it might be like... it's so hard to answer. I don't want to say, like, I don't have a favorite card, but I mean, like... maybe, like, Book of Moon. I don't know. It's just a good staple. This is Zios. I hope I didn't butcher that. Do you think Black Wings need more support by getting new cards or getting cards back like Gale to 2 or 3? Highly impossible in real life. I think that if they got good new support, they could be fine. But honestly, putting Gale to 3 would more than solve the problem. I think if Gale went to 3, Black Wings would be a threat again. And that would be a great way to solve the problem, because the new Black Wing support they release, it's just so bad. Like, they always make sure it's so situational and so weak and so, like, just neg. I don't know. Like, they need to make sure that it's just good, plussy, consistent advantage, and Black Wings would be fine. So I'd say that Gale back to 3 or 2 would be better. The Phil 20. What's your rarest or most expensive card? Well, I don't really have any rare expensive cards on me now, but a funny story. I pulled a gold Crush Card Virus from Books A Million out of one of those ghetto packs that, like, Konami doesn't actually make, the ones that are, like, made by some who knows what third-party company. They're kind of shady. I pulled a Ghost Rare Crush when it was around $300, sold it, happiest day of my life. I was like 11 or 12 or something. Nathan Cass, what deck do you play? I play X-Sabers in real life because my friend Calvin made it for me. Online, who knows what I play. I'm on Dueling Network sometimes, and I play, like, literally every deck under the sun. So, except meta, I tend not to play that. So what is needed to be a good duelist? Asks Sir Mono, as in a pro duelist. If you ask me, I think to be a good duelist, you have to be like, able to travel a lot and have a lot of time to dedicate. But in terms of actually playing well, my biggest tip would be to try to understand the game from your opponent's perspective, because if you do, it's much easier to respond to how they play and react. You know what they're trying to do and what cards are important to them, and when you know that, you're like already one step ahead. Omer Tablefex. That sounds like a trap tricks or something. Who are you closest with from your locals? Those of us who've been subbed for a long time have gotten to know quite a few. Also, will we see more of Dolo? Funnily enough. I'd say I'm closest with probably like Dolo. My friend Calvin, he made X-Sabers for me. He's the guy from the Scrap deck profile and the Gravekeeper deck profile. My friend Aaron, he's got a Yu-Gi-Oh! Or had a Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel, now he's got a Vice Sports channel. People like that. If they're in my videos, I'm probably friends with them. But yeah, those three, and give or take a few others. And yes, you'll see more of Dolo, by the way. Funny video coming with him. You'll want to keep your eyes out for that. Aroc419, if you could bring new support to any archetype you wanted, what archetype would you choose and why? I want to say like Gladiator Beast or something, because they're my favorite, or like X-Sabers, of course, because it's like my all-time favorite deck. But honestly, those archetypes I think needs the most support are those ones that got released and just got nothing. Like, Venoms, Aliens, Volcanics, Cloudians, just those decks that they just have like no good support, and then you're sitting here with like Mermails who are popping and searching and specialing everywhere, and then those decks don't get anything. So I would definitely say them, because it's just unfair. Corey Thom, what do you do besides Yu-Gi-Tubing? Every Yu-Gi-Tuber has a life outside of Yu-Gi-Tubing. It might be interesting to see what you do besides Yu-Gi-Tubing and Yu-Gi-Oh! Related stuff. Outside of Yu-Gi-Tube, I play video games, sort of. I like to keep up with the whole video game scene. I want to get a PS4 and Xbox One, but I haven't gotten one yet. But I do have a Wii U, and I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart 8 lately. If you guys want to race me, get in contact with me about that. Better do that on Twitter or Facebook than here, but I'll race you. Smash Brothers is my favorite video game series ever. I'm pretty competitive with it. I keep up with the Smash scene. I don't know if any of the rest of you do, but it's really awesome. Excited for stuff like MLG and EVO that's coming up for them. I can draw. I'm like pretty good at drawing, and I love photography. Photography and videography, like outside of Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff, that's my livelihood. I want to do big things with that. Ibrahima John, can you do an Inside the Mind Yu-Gi-Oh! Edition? In a way, that's kind of what this is, but that's a good idea for a skit, so thank you. Look out, because I might make a skit about that. Alien Killer 6669, do you like cheese? I guess. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I'm not like, what is it called? Where you can't drink milk? I don't know, I forgot. Terrence Markham, what does Team APS stand for? APS stands for Android Psycho Shocker, because that's what Jinzo is called in Japanese. It's like what it translates to. Jizno is Android Psycho Shocker, and our team mascot when we made it was Jizno, so we made Android Psycho Shocker because it makes APS, what sounds cool when you say Team Apps. So Dual Network asks, what's your favorite XZs, Monster? I don't like them as in terms of like, I mean, I think they're cool cards, but my favorite are like Dracosac or like Silent Honor. They look so cool to me. Like, I mean, yes, they're like plussy, good cards, but they look cool to me. But in terms of my favorite, I guess probably like Zenmayo, because it's a +1, and I love my +1s. So ZenMains355 also asks, do you play competitively, like at premier events and regionals, or do you only play at your locals? When I play, it's only at my locals and like online, but I like going to premier events. I've gone to like case tournaments, I've gone to regionals, been to YCS. They're fun because you get to meet so many people, and the trips are always a lot of fun. Do you prefer meta decks or your own personal favorite decks? Definitely our own personal favorite decks. I hate playing meta. Very few meta decks interest me. I mean, like, I liked playing Mermails at first, then it kind of bored me. I've liked playing stuff like I like a few meta decks, but mostly just my personal favorites. Whenever I play online, I have like all these decks, and I like playing tier 2 and just it's fun. Got a text. 5Z8I. What kind of girls do you prefer and why? It's a bit complex to answer, but I will say I don't like Yu-Gi-Oh ones. Yu-Gi-Oh girls are not good. That's usually, I don't want someone who's into that kind of thing. The Fancy Mudkip, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your favorite color in the alphabet? Let's see, what do I have? Scissors. That's my favorite one. Deck you hate the most, deck you love so much. If you could bring back any card from the ban list, which ones would it be? Which cards would you like to get hit by the ban list? The deck I hate the most, Evil Swarms. The deck I love the most, X-Sabers. If I could bring back any card from the ban list, I could say something trolly like D-Mock or Stratos or whatever, but I'd actually say bring back something that would annoy people but force them to like play around it, like Imperial Order or something like that, where like you have to run Dust Tornado now. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Like, get rid of the staples, make us use like Dust and weird cards, not ideal cards. Which cards would you like to get hit by the ban list? A lot of staples. Going off of the last answer I just said, I love a format where like we don't get Dark Hole. We have to choose between like Lightning Vortex or like Flash the Forbidden Spell or things like that. Don't let us have Mirror Force. Make us use like bad cards like Radiant Mirror Force. We take our staples for granted, so I think it'd be cool for us to have to run not so great cards in their place. But in terms of like immediate cards I'd like to get hit, the Dragon Rulers and the Hands. I hate them both. Climate Control 404. Can I have a hug? Sure, you can have a hug. Ooh, don't know how close I can get to this thing, but I tried. So yes, there's your hug. Panko Roman. Are you gay? No. There's not much to say about that. It's not. Could have said something crazy, but I'm not. Pendant 85. What's your favorite spell, trap, and monster card? Everyone has their favorites. Favorite spell. Falling Down. I don't like the cards like Effect, really. I don't play Archfiends. But Falling Down is that equip spell for Archfiends that takes their monster. And the reason why I like it is because its name is really, really funny, because no other Yu-Gi-Oh card actually has a name like that, like Falling Down. Like, it sounds cool, because it's like an action or a sensation as opposed to something like Dark Hole or Part of Duality. This is just like Falling Down. Like, it's kind of scary, kind of dark, kind of weird. My favorite trap, going off of things I actually personally like. The Transmigration Prophecy is cool. I don't know why I like that card. I feel like it's so much cooler than DD Crow and stuff, because the Transmigration Prophecy, like, you know when you DD Crow something, you can also like Transmigration Prophecy it or whatever. When you DD Crow something, it gets banished. Nowadays, banish is like a second graveyard anyway, so it's fun to send things back to the deck. My favorite monster card, no idea. Maybe Spirit Reaper, because it's such a good defensive card, and then it can plus at the same time, and I love my pluses. XXX Flames. Will you ever make a Gladiator Beast deck? I probably won't personally make one, but I will certainly try to get a deck profile of one, because I love Glads. I've made them in the past, and I've tried out so many things with them, because they're so much fun. Like, I tried this one cool Gladiator Beast build, or because I was getting kind of, not like bored with the deck, but I was kind of at that point where like I'd gotten an invite or something with them, and so I was like, I'm just going to play different kinds of Glads. Like, I made one that was like a Spell Speed 3 Glads. This is when Warning was at 3, so I was running like Triple Warning, Triple Chariot, like Triple Bribe, and like 2 or 7 tools, and it was just like, you can't chain anything to me. I don't know, it was fun. Axel Maverick. You plan to make more videos like Yu-Gi-Oh! Stereotypes you'll see at every shop. It was hilarious. Thank you. I'd love to make more videos like that. The only thing is it's really hard, because when you go to locals, people are not very cooperative, and they're very loud, and I mean, I know I'm not working with professionals, but it's hard to communicate what you want to people who don't get how videos work. But I'd love to make more. I plan to make more. Look forward to them. Game Master 127. If Yugi, Jaden, Yusei, Yuma, and your best or favorite deck were all pitted together in an all-out brawl, who would you take on first out of the 4? Last one and strategy. Well, I think that first I would get rid of, like, Jaden. He's my least favorite of those 4 characters. He's annoying, and he'd be easy to beat with X-Sabers. I think I could just kind of outright beat him. I mean, Jaden doesn't run Super Poly, right? So I could just, like, kind of just X-Saber him out. Yuma can Xyz summon, and if he's running, like, all that ZW Utopia crap, it could be a problem, but I'll try to just loop his hand. Yusei would be the most challenging. because he can synchro into actually good synchros, and he might try to like shooting Quasar me or something. But as long as he can't shooting Quasar me first turn, I'm going to try to Crimson Blader him and keep him locked down. And finally, I'd face Yugi, because would that not be the most epic, climactic battle ever, proving that the Pharaoh's not the king of games. Faraz Chowdarty. How much wood can a woodchuck chuck wood? Wait, what? Did I even make... It can chuck a lot, is what we'll say. So, Victory Magician. Your favorite card based on its artwork. Prophecy Destroyer. Or, maybe, Trident Dragon. Those two cards are the best artwork to me. Take a look at them if you haven't already. Because, like, the thing that I like about those cards is, like... I don't know, I got so excited about this question. It's they don't look like Yu-Gi-Oh card art. Like, if you look at any Yu-Gi-Oh card, its artwork is always like the monster and just like, and just some generic battle position and then like a solid color background. But if you look at like Prophecy Destroyer, like look at that card. Like he like looks like he's straight from some RPG or like Magic the Gathering or something. Like it would be awesome to see him in one of those like full frame art versions or whatever, where it's like the art's the whole card. And Trident Dragon also looks a lot like that, so he's really cool to me. Top 3 favorite decks of all time, Sabres, Blackwings, Glads, in some order like that. Sabres always number 1, but the other two, they switch. Number 3, yeah, what decks need a little more support to do better for upcoming formats? All those bad archetype decks I mentioned earlier, but the ones that need just a little more support, windups could use just a hair more. There's Blackwings could use a little bit more, Glads could use a little bit more. Like, who's this? So many decks now, it just seems like they, I don't know, like Konami's hit so many things on the ban list, it's like you can't bring too much back because you risk a deck getting broken again, but I'd say those 3 among others. Jack Mayer, will you ever post Dueling Network? I'm not a fan of posting Dueling Network videos, nothing against people who do, but I just feel like it's kind of like cheapened, not cheapened, but like, it's not like real content in my opinion. It's very easy to make, and it's just like everybody posts Dueling Network and DevPro and whatever. So I try to avoid posting that. If I did, I would probably do it like a subscriber special where I face a few subscribers, put it all in one video, and upload that. Millennium Bakura Yu-Gi-Oh channel. If you could design and make your own Yu-Gi-Oh card, what would it be? Also, if you could unban any card, what would it be? If I had to make my own Yu-Gi-Oh card, it would be a trap card version of MST that says it negates, so you'll never have to argue about that with people again. And, if I could unban any card, like I said, I would like to unban something like Imperial Order. Or Rescue Cat and Cold Wave or something, I don't know, let X-Sabers be tier 1 again. Pyramid Pharaoh, best archetype. X-Sabers, because you actually have to try to win. Where are you from? I'm from Louisiana. I play in the Shreveport area, so yeah, the dirty South, the mosquitoes. That's why I hate recording videos outside, by the way. Favorite Yu-Gi-Oh terms or phrase? I hate so many Yu-Gi-Oh terms, but I think it's funny when you say them collectively, because like, like when you're sitting here, like if you just listen to what people say in a Yu-Gi-Oh game and don't actually watch the game, you hear them just say things like pop, spin, bounce, pitch, special, normal, special, suck up, detach. It just kind of sounds funny because no one, like, if it's some normal person walk by, they would be really confused. The second Naruto, if you could choose any one archetype or deck strategy to boost to tier 1, which would it be and how would you do it? If I had to pick only one, and I had to boost it to tier 1, so that I guess that means it's a really bad one. I don't know, I'd like Battery Man. They're my first archetype deck, really, like that I played, sort of competitively. And I would give them something that, like, was just a tour guide. Like, you just summon it, and it just summons another Battery Man from your deck, and it's done. That'd be perfect. I'd love that. Let's see. Anime Duelist 0903. Have you ever thought of trying out Cardfight Vanguard, and if not, why? Never thought about trying it out. I'm not really a fan of other card games besides Yu-Gi-Oh! It's nothing against it or against people who play it. I just saw Yu-Gi-Oh! First, and I'm not the type of person who likes to play multiple card games like some people. I know, like, everyone's like, oh, I played Magic, then I played Yu-Gi-Oh!, then I played Pokemon, but I just Yu-Gi-Oh! Randall Garcia, what's your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! character in all the Yu-Gi-Oh! shows? Mine is Seto Kaiba, because every other character in Yu-Gi-Oh! is like crazy and motivated by like weird, crazy stuff. But Kaiba is cool because he's just a duelist. He's just a normal Yu-Gi-Oh player. He just wants to win. He has his good solid deck. He never cheats, and he's arrogant, but like, it's okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's fine. That's how I see it. I don't know. I mean, I think he's really cool. Like, all of his duels are pretty much fair, cut and dry, by the numbers. So, Julius Caesar, since you don't play Yu-Gi-Oh competitively, why did you start Yu-Gi tubing? I started because we were a team, and I was like, oh, and this is when I played. I was like, oh, we'll all post videos. That didn't happen. Now I just do it, not, because I don't have another YouTube channel, so I Yu-Gi tube. It keeps me connected with my friends who play Yu-Gi-Oh, so since I don't play, I'm still connected. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Here's a question. Some archetypes have odd things that make them unique. Crystal Beasts, artifacts work in the spell and trap card zone. Madolches reshuffle themselves, and Sylvans excavate. Ghost Tricks flip themselves down. There are a lot of those. My question is, if you were to make a unique archetype, what would you give them? Okay, so I have this really funny answer. I'd like to make an archetype that's like, sort of like, you know, some alien species from somewhere, and they're like, basically they can teleport. So, like, you know, you have your 5 zones. Basically, the idea is, like, this archetype can, if you, like, target them with something, they can literally, like, teleport to the zone beside them, or, like, another zone. And, like, their support and their effects are all based on, like, teleporting themselves around. But that couldn't really fit within the context of Yu-Gi-Oh!, so it was just a rough idea. But other than that, most everything else is, like, taken, so yeah, that's what I would do. Dark Blader of Raw. Who all's on Team Apps? Nobody, because it's just me. But technically everybody who's on my channel is on Team Apps. So if you want to look at it that way, then yeah. Cursed Child. Which college do you attend, and what are your plans after college? And will Yu-Gi-Oh! Be relevant to you in any way by that time? I attend the University of Louisiana at Monroe, so I guess come kill me. Kidding. And will Yu-Gi-Oh! Be relevant to me after I'm out of college? Well, I'm majoring in digital media or communications. Digital media is like my specialty thing. Yu-Gi-Oh! Will be relevant if I'm still Yu-Gi tubing. If my friends are still playing, I'll probably still play. Landmater, do you enjoy roller coasters? No, I hate roller coasters. I don't mind heights, and I don't mind motion sickness or anything like that. I don't really get it. But when you put them together, that's when it gets bad. Oscar Rosas, if you could design a ban list, what would it look like? Check out my new ban list video for ideas about this particular format. But my personal ban list, like I said earlier, would be a ban list that gets rid of all of the staples and forces us to use or choose between subpar cards. So instead of having MST, you have to decide, like, do you want Dust Tornado, do you want Twister, things like that. Let's see, excuse the noise in the background, crazy stuff. Why don't you host a tourney with your subscribers? That's a lot of effort, honestly. I don't mind playing subscribers on Dueling Network, I think that's fun, but hosting it's tough. If you could have an archetype be tier 1, what would it be and why? Batteryman. Have you ever tried to play Vanguard or watch the anime? I haven't. It's nothing against Vanguard. I just watched Yu-Gi-Oh! First. I'm not really all about multiple card games. In your favorite deck, what's your ace card? Like Neos or Dark Magician? I guess XX Saber False Roll, because I play X Sabers. Or maybe it's Ragigura, because he's really good too. Like, he's kind of the secret to the hand loop, so. What's your favorite card or deck to get hit by a ban list? So my favorite past one that got hit? Blackwings, Glad, Sabers. I know I've been repeating a lot of those, but it's true. Why don't you have a Dueling Network account? I do have a Dueling Network account. My Dueling Network account is Team APS. Team Space APS. If you see me, watch my games, feel free to challenge me. I'll pretty much play anybody. And I probably won't be using X Sabers. I'll probably be using something else, so you don't have an edge. My favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime was the original one, because the original one had the most character development and impact to me. Like, the rest of them just felt like they were within their own bubble, but the original Yu-Gi-Oh! It's because I grew up with it, but I liked it the most. Not to sound cliche. Michael Peters, if you were in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, what would be your main deck? Actually, it wouldn't be X Sabers. I'd probably play something like Agents, because you know, like, if you're in the show, you're supposed to play something that's like crazy, and so I'd be like one of those like science geeks, and I play Agents because they're about the planets or some shit. And then I could drop, like, you know, my unbeatable boss monster, Master Hyperion, and, you know, some crazy shit like that. Paw Die Fur. Sounds like PewDiePie. What card, if any, would you sell your whole Yu-Gi-Oh collection for? Why? If none, what card is the highest price card you'd pay for and why? I don't have a Yu-Gi-Oh collection really to like sell, so I would probably never pay much of anything for any card. I'm not about that life. I don't really like paying for cards. Not like I don't like anyone giving me cards, but you know what I mean. Like, I just don't believe in paying for stuff. Like, I don't mind borrowing stuff. I don't mind playing online, but it's hard for me to justify paying for cards. TNPJMB8. What's your favorite deck at the moment? I don't have one. I just play a lot of stuff. Favorite card artwork wise, I think I said it was Prophecy Destroyer or Trident Dragion. Well, Peregrine 02. Am I Batman? If not, who on YouTube would you bang? I think that you... Wait, so if you're not Batman, then I have to answer the second one? Maybe you are Batman, but I'll say you're not. But there's no one on YouTube I would bang. I know some people I would bang like with a stick, because I don't like certain YouTubers, but we won't get into that. But, actually, Volume Enthusiast, well, she doesn't YouTube anymore. Never mind. Let's see. Team D-Boys, what did you do in Canada with your mom? Well, I can link you to a specific video and tell you exactly what I did with my mom in Canada after she bought me a box, and I, decided to upload a vlog about it instead of Yu-Gi-Oh! And put the thumbnail as some bread and some coffee. Anyways, he asked what does APS stand for, which I already answered. But you know what, Tom, what did you do in New York with your mom? Answer that. And Galactic God says, if you could change one thing about the YouTube community, what would it be and why? I'm so glad he answered or asked a question. The one thing I would change about the YouTube community would be, let's focus less on this whole like short, crappy videos thing, like where it's just like, hey guys, here's like your 1-minute video, here's some Yu-Gi-Oh news that got leaked, and that's like a video. Or like, hey, here's some Dueling Network thing, it's like 3 minutes long. Or just, I think that YouTube needs to be more like, people need to put more like quality, like filmic quality, like put more production value into your stuff. Make skits, make sketch comedy, get creative with the camera. It's YouTube, not like, stand in your room in a dark mat and just talk about your favorite deck or the format. Like, that's just a big circle jerk. Like, YouTube gets to a point where everyone's talking about the same thing, so don't talk about the same stuff. Get outside, make a skit, present your channel as if it's like you're like a short filmmaker. Like, you shouldn't be, this is going to sound harsh, you shouldn't be on YouTube if you're not really into making videos. If you just want the money, or you just want to like post some deck profiles and that's it, then it's hard to justify. So and that concludes my 5,000 subscriber Q&A. Thank you for asking me questions. I hope you enjoyed this. It probably went on way too long, but I hope you guys stuck with it. If you stuck with it to the end, I got a few more things to say. I'm gonna probably do one of these after I reach maybe 6,000 or 7,000 subs. Hopefully that's soon. Definitely at 10,000. I'd like to just end this video by saying, like, I know some people think I'm not like really into this YouTube thing because I always sound so dull and like detached. But the truth is, that's just my voice. I like YouTubing. I enjoy it, and I like communicating with you guys. So whenever you guys leave comments, I'm sure you've noticed, I try to reply. And don't please contact me on social networks. Like, I've got a Facebook page and I got a Twitter page, and like I want you guys to follow them and talk to me on there. It's easier to talk to me there than here. So check those out. I've got links there. I've got an Instagram. And hope you enjoyed this. I've been going on too long. Look out for more videos soon, and see ya. Sorry for not recording this professionally, but maybe this was better, so talk to you guys later.